are here now via satellite from the former Soviet Union with comment on headline issues of the day. Imus in Washington senior political analyst Richard M. Nixon.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Are you there, USA?
I hear you fine, Mr. President. You're loud and clear.
Proud and queer. Who is this?
No, I said we hear you fine, Mr. President. It's Imus.
Oh, yes, indeed. Imus in the morning.
Yeah.
It's Dick Nixon, Dono, at the Kremlin. Sorry about our initial communication snafu there. Anywho, I'm reporting to you, as you know, from the heart of the former Soviet Union. I'm lending my inestimable prestige in the foreign affairs arena to the current administration, which is so inundated by whitewater now that it can't function in affairs of state or anything else.
Well,
so here I am, meeting with Alexander Rutskoy and Grigory this and Ivan that, so that the Clintons' presidency can, at least maintain some semblance of normalcy. Let me tell you just how distracted Bubber is, though, JD, okay?
Okay.
He had a meeting in Washington with Edward Shevardnadze on the situation, get this, in Georgia. He's around the bend, man. Meeting with Edward Shevardnadze on Georgia?
Yes.
Hello? Has there been a coup in Atlanta that I don't know about?
No.
What a buffoon, eh, Dono?
No.
What's next? He meets with the Queen of England regarding Alabama?
No.
What a moron. But it just goes to show you how Whitewater's pinned him down. It's pitiful.
No, they're talking about Georgia, the former Soviet state.
No. Get the hell out of here. Georgia? In Russia?
Well, in so many words, yes.
I never knew that. Well, never mind. Anyway, issue one today, Hillary-gate. The bloom is off the rose law firm, my man, and former partner Hillary Rodham Clinton. And there goes the meteor, behaving predictably. 1 second, Hillary's the fair-haired darling of the style pages, and then these savages smell a little blood, The glowing reviews end. Tim Russard's making Imus references on Meet the Press, and there's Hillary on the deck, holding her knee, screaming, "Why me?" Faster than you can say, "Shred this," she goes from Saint Hillary the Savvy to Tanya Rodham Harding, with a meteor charging that she's got her nose jammed into every crevice of official Washington, D.C., where it absolutely does not belong. Terribly unfair.
Yeah.
I mean, of course she's a meddling shrew, but everybody knows that. Since when is that suddenly big news?
Yeah.
So she had either her butt boy Bernie Nussbaum or her chief of staff Maggie Williams hiding under the rug every time two people got together to discuss Madison Guarantee or whatever. So what?
Well,
it's the White House. It's a huge deal. And she's just trying to co-opt it a little, for crying out loud. And these little inconveniences like flipping Ozarks real estate and suicides and junk just keep getting in the way. Funk that, as they say in the current vernacular. I'd shred a few damn documents too if I were her. Jesus, if the Republicans can't put Dole in the White House next time out, they ought to disband. Well, I've used all my time with this, so very quickly, last issue. Nancy, well, shut my mouth, Kerrigan. Where she should have gone, rather than Disneyland, I'm thinking, was Biosphere 2, so he could have shut off the air pump. Oh, yes, and to Frank Sinatra, as I sign off here. I agree, Frank. Regrets? I've had a few. Among the most recent, that when you got in the wheelchair the other night, they didn't roll you off into the orchestra pit. A very cynical view of the world through a dick's eye. Live from the former Soviet Union, JD. The dick's eye, of course, in the trousers of a former president of the United States.
It's 23 minutes till the hour, 8 o'clock here in New York, and I am Imus, someone I'm almost afraid to take Deirdre down to the Washington Correspondents' Dinner now. Because once the president gets to look at her.
Yeah, like your hair.
You better wear a name tag, or they'll think you're Helen Thomas.
Oh, that's very nice. Oh, man, he'll like her hair, won't he?
Oh,
God almighty. He's got a lot of got a lot of nerve and stuff.
Yeah.
But here he doesn't have it.
No.
So Eli wouldn't come in. Couldn't talk to talk.
Couldn't shuffle the shuffle.
Well, whatever. Good Eli.
Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
Fine. Anyway, Frank Brino's here, former heavyweight champion. Frank's a little slow this morning.
Talk about Duke and Carolina. Two of the preeminent couple of teams in the whole country are 7 miles apart. That's it. Think about it. 7 miles. We'll talk about a rivalry. That's it. 7. Brendan Sir on the other side.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN. In every WFAN, Mike and the Mad Dog.
521, Mike without the Mad Dog. Brendan Sir is co-hosting this hour from Detroit as he gets ready to prepare. Act 1 when we will reconvene. After a little hiatus, the Mike and the Mad Dog program.
and a waste of oxygen.
Why? What in the world is going... I mean, you need treatment. Why are you screaming at these people? Poor little Lou. I mean, the slightest thing goes amiss and you go ballistic.
Why are you...
What is wrong with you? What in God's name is wrong with you? What in God's name is wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Tell me what is wrong with you.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on the Fan.
Tell me what is wrong. Tell me what drives you to that point. Tell me. Explain it to me. It makes no sense. What? You can't answer me, can you? No, you can't, because there is no answer. No answer for this.
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good evening at 6 o'clock with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station of New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Good evening, 6:05 on the Fan. Bill Daughtry at 718-937-6666. Yes, it has been a while. At least one of the suspects is here from the last time we did this. Old Kramer's over there on the other side of the glass. Here on the Fan, with you until Knick basketball tonight. Knicks in Atlanta. That's a 7:05 pregame. The Mink Man standing by for that one. After the game is all said and done, we'll return to Bern until midnight. Return to Bern. That's some kind of radio lingo.
Sports leader. Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Bill Daughtry on the Fan at 718-937-6. We're going to fly on out of here for a little while, maybe eat some dinner or whatever, but we are definitely going to glue that ear to the Fan. Knick basketball coming up next, or at least after the 7 o'clock flash with Bob Husler. We'll be back after all this on the Fan.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
And now the end is near. It might be time to just retire. My friends, they all steer clear. They're all afraid I might expire. But now my pants are full, and so I say, not in a shy way, I'll go, I'll say goodbye, I'll hit the highway. Good. Duets, I did a few, I even sang with that guy Bono. He said the curse with F. I was impressed, 'cause he's a homo. My songs, I know them well, the words by heart. Something about doing it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, without my teeth, I could not chew. But through it all, though aging sucks, I still command the big time bucks. I gotta call my tailor Saul. He don't work Friday. I did all I could do. I did it all. It was amusing. But now when I wake up, I find it all so confusing. Sometimes I'll take a drive, then take a nap right on the highway. So you, there in your car, get out of my way. But what is a man supposed to do when he is done before he's through? And though he has a lot of spunk, that Harry Connick is just a punk. His records show he really blows. Can't do it my way.
Hey, Frank. Frankie, get him. What's the matter here? You got another show to do, Frank. Right on. Get the car.
All right, I gotta tell you, I'm real proud.
Day which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war until there's no... Imus in the morning.
Look at any 2020 sports.
Baseball pass, the length of the board, cut by Dunn, and the layup good at the other end as he flew in solo. That's called flying in via the instrumentation, baby. The runway was open, the quad was low, and Flight 5 was flying on in. I love it.
Sacramento Kings, keeping the T-Wolves alive.
Who was that?
That was Kevin Harlan with the call on K-Fan in Minneapolis.
Wow.
Another guy who's terrific.
Great.
Excellent.
Man, somebody lifted Glenn Hardaway up there in
Yep.
in Boston, the guy in Cleveland.
Sure.
Unbelievable, these
Gotta be
guys.
good to make it in this league.
With 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
It's 6:05. I must be Bill Daughtry. I guess I am at 718-937-6666 with you on the fan till your Ranger pregame tonight. Rangers going against the Boston Bruins. That's up in Boston. The pregame, as we said, is 7:05. And after that, we'll be back to talk with you some more. It's 718-937-6666. On a very rainy Thursday afternoon. But you know what? I think this today signaled the official end of winter. Well, at least the unofficial end of winter. Of course, it doesn't end for another couple of weeks, but still. Anyway, spring and hope springs eternal. Baseball this afternoon.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Bill Daughtry.
Well, when Vince Foster left us, they found him in the park. Really soft, yeah, darling. If you can't come around.
Hey, butthead, check out the chick with the weird eyebrows. That's Dee Dee Myers. She's like the president's hall monitor. She looks like Groucho. Yeah. Say the secret word and divide $100. The secret word should be like, shave those eyebrows. Cut it out, Beavis. This is important stuff. Like what? You ass munch. Don't you read the papers? This is the water snake, white snake scandal. I got a white snake that hangs down in the water. You sphincter sniffer. It's like a really important current events thing. What's it about? I don't know. I think it has something to do with that Hillary chick being in the Axl Rose law firm. Yes. Taking pictures of like dead dogs. You waste of bum wife. She like bought some houses that like got really trashed, and she lost the money back guarantee, and so like now she's gonna be impeached. What's impeached? That's like when they shave the fuzz off your peach. Call. Who's this Frank Perdue looking dude? That's her boyfriend, Gerard Bussbaum or something. He like just quit his job. Why'd he do that? Cause like her last boyfriend shot himself in the head with a cannon. That sucks.
All right, here now on the Imus in the Morning program, Rush Limbaugh. Good morning, Rush.
Good day once again, freedom fighters.
and isn't it a great day indeed? Megadiddles, dodos, dildos, dingoes, and so on and so forth. Please forgive my paroxysms of mirth, but ollie ollie oxen free, say goodbye to Hillary. And at the risk here on the EIB Excellence in Broadcasting Network, at the risk of being branded a fat, nauseating gloater, permit me to pose just one question. What have I been telling you? What have I, Prophet Rush Limbaugh, been telling you?
Well,
at last, we have an outlet for the pent-up, ready-to-blow anti-Hillary sentiment that's about to explode in our hostage republic. Hillary herself. Let me ask you something else. Take a guess how many people turned up the other day at a National Organization for Women-sponsored Stop Harassing Hillary demonstration at the Bunker House. White House.
Couple thousand.
20 stringy-haired, wart-nosed witches and one dog. Or was it 20 dogs and one strident, screeching witch?
That'll be fine.
Who could tell? Anyway, good friends of common sense, here in week 50, whatever it is, of the Clintonista coup d'etat, dare I say it? Dare I say that the end could be in sight? The end of America held hostage with that whole hee-haw horror show about to be flushed away on a cataract of whitewater? I think it's time for prayer. We're so close. Everybody listening to this oracle of the reactive right, get down on your knees. Down on your knees, I say. Are you all down there? Have you fallen to your knees as I have ordered? All right, then. Me.
No.
See what the truly good news from within the Beltway has done to me? Made me positively giddy. In fact, it has put this defender of dementia into a creative mood. Good people. In rush rooms everywhere, attention, for I feel a song coming on. A song that I see titled, How About Let's Pillory Hillary? Everybody now. There goes Hillary, taking Billary back to Little Rock. The best laid plans of these charlatans have taken quite a knock. And Vince Foster, let's see just what it cost her. Not looking very good. Next stop, Allenwood. Time to change your hair, Hill. Time to change your hair. And may I just ask in closing, dear Ms. Rodham, what's the meaning of these politics? More after this.
I was on that hideous show Equal Time with my friends Mary Madeline and Jane Wallace the other night, and they asked me why I like Bob Dole, and I said, well, one of the reasons is because he's a great American. And here he is now, Senator Robert Dole. Good morning, Senator Dole.
Morning. I understand got a lot of rain up there, right?
Yeah, pouring.
Well, whitewater's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're pretty upset over all this, huh? But
I can't hardly sleep at night.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Did you endorse Cat Brown out in California?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, well, I know Pete Wilson was in a little trouble, but his numbers have gone up, and I wonder what happened.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Be competitive in the night.
And Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports.
Fires the jumper right corner.
Thinking about some software clicking. Software is the fastest, easiest way to organize your finances, available for Windows.
To the fan in New York.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Here are the...
Does that mean you give up a Monte form? Man, I don't know if you can justify the deal right now. Monte is not loved by Ranger fans at this very moment. He hasn't had a good year. They need toughness. It might make some sense. 718-937-6666. We'll have more calls coming up after the update at 11 o'clock. Bill Daughtry, all the college basketball, NBA, you name it, he's got it.
WFAN.
You are anti-Semitic, you cannot own a baseball team. You know, people have their prejudices and things, and I don't really know what you can do about them. And, you know, there's so much hypocrisy in this, because so many people go, oh, yes, we apologize, we retracted, we never said it, and then they just go back to saying the same things, except in private. So I don't think that that's the solution either.
Sports Radio 66.
looking at a waste of oxygen.
Why? What in the world is going... I mean, you need treatment. Why are you screaming at these people? Poor little Lou. I mean, the slightest thing goes amiss and you go ballistic.
Why are you...
What is wrong with you? What in God's name is wrong with you? What in God's name is wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Tell me what is wrong with you.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on the Fan.
Tell me! Tell me what is wrong! Tell me what drives you to that point! Tell me! Explain it to me! It makes no sense! What? You can't answer me, can you? No, you can't, because there is no answer! No answer for this!
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
WFAN.
Now, and that's what's happening. I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
And we're back on the Fan. Final hour. Richard Neer will be with you till 10 o'clock this morning. Ed Coleman joins us in a moment. And a little bit later on, Howie Rose will be talking Ranger hockey as the Rangers take on the Penguins. A game, let's see, which we will have for you on the Fan. Pre-game show is at 1:05. The actual game itself.
Let down last night, people could say, against the Celtics. Team they should beat pretty easily, but they did win. Here's another little test. Cleveland Cavaliers have been playing some good basketball and making some noise in the East. So see what happens then, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. Thanks to Mike Hayes. I'll be back tomorrow at 9. Have a good one. That's what's happening. I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey. And good morning, everybody. How are you today? Christopher on a Fan on a Saturday here in New York. Good to have you aboard. 718-937-6666. That's your two-way sports talk. Telephone numbers, we talk to you about what's cooking in the world of sports. And really a wild night. Well, really wasn't a wild night except for one game and a tremendous performance out of Seton Hall. We'll talk about that as the morning moves along. Stevie Cohen and Mike Hayes, of course, crossed the way as we chat to you. A couple of quickies. Medford, Long Island, and Joel. Think about that when you're picking out your NCAA pools this week. 11 o'clock, here's DeLisi on the Fan. Hockey. 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. Fan, 718-937-6666. That's your two-way sports talk. Telephone numbers, we talk to you about what's going on here in the world of sports. A couple of quickies on the NBA for a sec before we get back to your phone calls. Won the Knickerbockers last night. Obviously, they were down again, but Hubert Davis, 25 points. Now, there was a point in that game on Wednesday night where Hubert... I never was in love getting Wade Boggs. Never. Very, very good start to a Saturday show. More to do than an hour to play with on the Fan. Paul Olden coming up at the top. Don't go away. Sports with WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. Back on the Fan, hour 3, nice to have you aboard on a Saturday here in New York City. Yankees and the Red Sox today in Fort Myers, and since we had a couple of Yankee calls in a row, they're not a bad idea to put Susan up. Find out what's cooking with the Shaky Club. Susan, how are you today?
I'm terrific, Chris. How are you?
One of the things about this large outcry come playoff time. Because, we're going to be, and I think it's a good move with the extra playoffs, and I don't blame the networks, but we're going to be screaming. Good job, Joan Shin and Stevie Cohen. Don't forget tomorrow, if there's no scene, we'll do the championship game for you, Mike and me. If not, see you Monday. Adios.
24th on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey. On the Fan. It's a Saturday night in New York. Ian Eagle taking you until 8. Knicks and Cleveland from the Garden tonight. John Minka with a pregame at 8:05. Cavaliers had won 11 in a row. They were beaten by Detroit last night. Knicks coming off a victory at the Boston Garden. Hubert Davis, career-high 25 points. Patrick Ewing had 28. Nets also in action tonight. They'll be taking on Charlotte. The Hornets trail New Jersey by 5.
Coming up after the update with Bob Huesler, Susan Waltman, a little Yankee talk, phone calls as well on the Fan in New York.
Back with you on the Fan. Good morning. It is a Sunday morning. Richard Neer, Sports Radio 66, WFAN. You're smiling at me, DeLisi, like you're giving me this bemused look.
Well, you were just reviewing Saturday Night Live, which I didn't see, but I read about. Wait, you said that you are in love with Nancy Kerrigan?
I've reversed my position on her. The last couple of weeks I've been talking about how I think that she was made
666. Vince DeLisi is next with a splash, and we'll be right back.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan, WFAN.
If you want to...
Leads you with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN, New York.
And we're back with you, Richard Neer on the Fan. We're here till 11:30, and then we have some basketball coming up. We'll have the Orlando Magic. And, the interesting thing, we're getting a lot of calls. People are going, boy, they are promoting this Shaquille O'Neal guy. Well, that's the beauty of the NBA. They are promoting the Shaquille O'Neal guy. They promote their stars, unlike certain other sports who don't have commissioners who don't really promote their stars as well. No names will be mentioned. But right now, certainly one of the stars of baseball and spring training, Eddie Coleman joins us.
Of oxygen.
Why? What in the world is going... I mean, you need treatment. Why are you screaming at these people? Poor little Lou. I mean, the slightest thing goes amiss and you go ballistic.
Why are you...
What is wrong with you? What in God's name is wrong with you? What in God's name is wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Tell me what is wrong with you.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on the Fan.
Tell me what is wrong. Tell me what drives you to that point. Tell me. Just explain it to me. It makes no sense. What? You can't answer me, can you? No, you can't, because there is no answer. No answer for this.
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Well, thank you there, Paul Olden, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Big East Final here in Madison Square Garden. Nice to have you with us on a Sunday afternoon on what is really college basketball day indeed. Lots going on.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan, WFAN, New York.
5:13 on the Fan. How are you, everybody? Ian Eagle taking you until 7 o'clock. It is Selection Sunday in the NCAAs. Great day for college basketball. This time, about an hour and 15 minutes leading up to the selections being announced, is such a terrific time for college basketball. All the conjecture, so much speculation as well. Who's going to the tournament? Who will?
Brought to you by Lilco and the new Long Island Partnership, working together for a stronger Long Island.
We
are 30 minutes away from the official announcement of the brackets for the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament 1994 edition. We will have it for you right here on the Fan at 7 o'clock. A special selection Sunday program, 3 hours of college basketball talk. It's a call-in show as well, so you can get involved right here from the New York area. Paul Olden standing by with the update. Ian Eagle taking you until 7 on the Fan in New York.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
And that's what's happening. I'm Paul Olden with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
6:05 on the Fan. Good evening, everybody. Ian Eagle taking you until 7 o'clock. We are 25 minutes away from the 1994 NCAA Tournament selections to become official. One of the teams considered on the bubble from the Atlantic 10, George Washington, record of 17-11. Colonials finished the year very strong, though, 8-2. They seeded 10th in the bracket, but as Mike Jarvis told us earlier here on the Fan, Daré and the supporting cast could win a couple of games in this year's tournament. They went to the field and round of 16 last year in 1993. Thanks to Steve Cohen, Lula Shepard, Joel Kramer, and Lisa Johnson. This is Ian Eagle. Have a great week, everybody.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Charlotte, North.
That'll be fine.
Wow, Tampa.
Well,
I'm so jealous. What about Metropolis? That's where Puerto Ricans who can't afford to live in Miami go, right?
if your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on the
It's
Fan.
the perfect place for you. You'll be the king of the trailer park. The talk of the shuffleboard court.
fine.
How soon do you read the Depends live spots? Hey, if people from New York are New Yorkers and people from Boston are Bostonians, that'll make people from Tampa tampons, right?
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
Well, let me talk to me. This is Mike Breen with sports. Chris Russo with the call on the Fan in New York. Providence wins the Big East title. Meanwhile, the number one seeds, North Carolina, Arkansas,
And surrender it all now? No. I shall remain completely inaccessible to the press. Let me cook a cookie for you. This little gal ain't spilling anything, even if they hook electrodes to her molars. Okay, America? And by the way, enough already with the Vince Foster jazz. It's become more than just a little tiresome to me, all right? He's out of here. It's over. So what's your point? Stop badgering my ass, because I'm getting annoyed. And believe me, the one person you do not want to annoy is yours truly. Check with Nussbaum in that regard, and that very Stephanopoulos, now that I think about it. Having listened to my position in this situation, you may be curious about why I chose to say anything to you at all. The answer, though, is obvious. I am able to address you on this, the Imus in the Morning radio network, whose host is setting the ethical standard for whitewater position statements by the Clinton administration. Thanks, Don. It is difficult in these trying times to find a Clinton apologist as willing as you to roll over for us and pant like a retarded beagle who's just been tossed a liver snap. You're pathetic, but you're cute, and we adore you. Stand with us. Indeed, I ask all of you to stand with us. Let this be our anthem, then. Free the DC-2, me and Chelsea. Thank you, and good day.
A statement read by Mark Darren. What's the matter?
what in the world are you trying to do?
Imus in the morning news time, 12 minutes after 7 o'clock. And McClellan coming up in about 8 minutes.
What was that? Well, what was that?
That was a lame attempt to try to run some jive.
Just stupid.
Wasn't it? Yeah. I agree. You know, it seemed like a good idea Friday, and now today it seems about like Nancy Kerrigan hosting Saturday Night Live. It seemed like a great idea until she got there. And then it was a nightmare.
Slammed into the boards,
Yeah,
didn't she?
Well,
Just dumb.
yeah, I know, it's just dumb. I agree. It did sound like Mark Darren, though.
It was a great, yes.
Yeah, it was a great Mark Darren impression.
It really
You
was.
can say that. That's about all you could say.
Beyond that,
So the tape is here, and we've played it.
that's her statement from Hillary Rodham Clinton.
That's what it was.
Okay.
Well,
Do you want some legitimate headlines or not?
Yes.
The new White House counsel quickly hit the TV.
after 7 o'clock, at least here in New York. Here now on the Imus in the Morning program, the President of the United States, Bill Clinton. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Of course, I guess I could ask you, the bed in that old El Camino wasn't large enough to play football on, so, Mr. President, what was that AstroTurf for?
You're old enough to remember what it was like.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
I'm guilty of a lot of things, but I didn't ever do that. But I don't think I should disclaim it, really. Just leave it out there.
I mean, it's like saying you didn't inhale, Mr. President. I mean, come on here.
No, it's just that I didn't inhale in the back of the pickup.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Here, somewhere in that area, is Mark Russell. Good morning, Mr. Russell.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Russell. Well, I don't do much radio. I do National Public Radio, with the pace is a little slower, where they will sneak in a Chopin violin nocturne between the news and the weather.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
I'm a little nervous because I came back from Los Angeles and I went through the second one, and they have their own language out there. They say, well, I was on the 405 for the 4.6. Well, I was on the I-10 for the 5.0. And I'm watching I'm telling you, the seismograph needle, the wildly fluctuating seismograph needle, and it looked like Bill Clinton's polygraph.
Imus in the morning.
Mark Russell will be on Wednesday.
Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
There's a newspaper in this.
Patrol.
How long is it going to take Lloyd Cutler to fill out these forms? Where's everybody? Fred's right on the case. What a nitwit. Were you going to call us or not?
Yeah, I've been busy. I'm sick, man. Sicker than a dog. Sicker than two dogs.
The reason you're sick all the time because you don't take care of yourself.
What's the reason you're stupid all the time?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
I was watching that Discovery Channel again.
Great.
Well, you know they have lesbian dinosaurs, but they also have male queer dinosaurs.
Hey, Fred, God, can you be homophobic enough?
They call them Megasthorax.
Imus in the morning.
We'll talk to Fred about 20 minutes.
Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
What happened? No, you got a great chance. How are you?
I'm good now that I see you.
Well, don't be trying to suck up to the eye.
That's right.
Yo, let me
I got good looks for it.
Be quiet. Mighty. Can you start today?
Where the knee pad?
Can you?
Oh my God.
Yo, knee pad.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
I talked to Belinda, is it? What are you shaking your head? Is that not really your name?
That's obviously not her name.
Oh, because you have a job now.
See.
And you're here.
Yeah, you're really smart.
Imus in the morning.
She did not get the job.
Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Well, there's no question about it. This has been the worst winter in years, but if you...
Hey, Butthead, check out the chick with the weird eyebrows.
That's Dee Dee Myers. She's like the president's hall monitor.
She looks like Groucho.
Yeah. Say the secret word and divide $100.
The secret word should be like, shave those eyebrows.
Cut it out, Beavis. This is important stuff.
Like what?
You ass munch. Don't you read the papers? This is the water snake, white snake scandal.
I got a white snake that hangs down in the water.
You sphincter sniffer. It's like a really important current events thing.
What's it about?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with that Hillary chick being in the Axl Rose law firm.
Yes. Taking pictures of, like, dead dogs.
You waste of bum wipe. She, bought some houses that, got really trashed, and she lost the money back guarantee, and so, now she's going to be impeached.
What's impeached?
That's like when they shave the fuzz off your peach.
Cool. Who's this Frank Perdue-looking dude?
That's her boyfriend, Gerard Wussbaum or something. He, just quit his job.
Why'd he do that?
Because, her last boyfriend shot himself in the head with a cannon.
That sucks.
Beavis and Butthead here on the Imus Morning program, and now live from El Paso, Texas, with the Tri-State GP Go Sports Lock of the Weekend. My brother Fred. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning.
Huge article in this morning's Boston program for a statement in the national interest. Here now, White House Communications Director Mark Guerin.
Thank you, Imus. Today, the First Lady has asked me, as Director of Communications, to read to you a position paper prepared this morning by Mrs. Clinton, who is unavailable to read the statement personally, but passes along her best regards. And now, the First Lady's prepared remarks. Hello, this is Hillary Rodham Clinton. I've asked for this time in order to put to rest questions that have been raised regarding my role in the affairs of the Clinton administration generally, and the matter called Whitewater specifically. When I came to Washington in 1993, I enthusiastically joined the Clinton administration's effort to reinvent government. We have accomplished that goal, and it is foundational to why I have decided to respond to inquiries surrounding Whitewater in this forum on this day before you, the American people. This, then, is the bottom line. Because we have redesigned our government, I don't have to tell you anything. As a result of our new governmental architecture, I have almost limitless power. And having been neither elected nor appointed to anything, I can wield that power when I see fit, as I see fit, and I can do so with absolutely no accountability or oversight. It's a good feeling. If in the course of carrying out this policy, I have occasionally alienated some dysfunctional derelict with a press card, I could not be less moved. I am used to deferential treatment at this point and seek nothing less. I haven't worked this hard for this long to have everything blow up in my face now. All those years having to push and prod this 240-pound ham hock all over a state that no self-respecting Somalian would live in order to finally attain this office and this power? What's the old golf joke? Hit the ball, drag Bill. Hit the ball, drag Bill. You get the idea. And surrender it all now? No. I shall remain completely inaccessible to the press. Let me cook a cookie for you. This little gal ain't spilling anything, even if they hook electrodes to her molars. Okay, America? And by the way, enough already with the Vince Foster jazz. It's become more than just a little tiresome to me, all right? He's out of here. It's over. So what's your point? Stop badgering my ass, because I'm getting annoyed. And believe me, the one person you do not want to annoy is yours truly. Check with Nussbaum in that regard, and that fairy Stephanopoulos, now that I think about it. Having listened to my position in this situation, you may be curious about why I chose to say anything to you at all. The answer, though, is obvious. I am able to address you on this, the Imus in the Morning radio network, whose host is setting the ethical standard for Whitewater position statements by the Clinton administration. Thanks, Don. It is difficult in these trying times to find a Clinton apologist as willing as you to roll over for us and pant like a retarded beagle who's just been tossed a liver snap. You're pathetic, but you're cute, and we adore you. Stand with us. Indeed, I ask all of you to stand with us. Let this be our anthem, then. Free the DC-2, me and Chelsea. Thank you, and good day.
Hillary, not Hillary Clinton, but Mark Guerin.
Yes.
A statement. And drafted by the First Lady.
And you're an idiot.
Angel, teen angel. Imus in the morning.
Rob Bartlett and the Bartlett
Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
Well, today, Apple boys.
Abdullah, lead pass, Simpkins, dives and dunks. Nice pass outside Mike by Abdullah.
Very nice pass and beat that Georgetown defense down the court. The team that can get the transition basket before the other good defense sets up. Big key today in this game.
And Providence, one of 64 teams ready for that big dance. Good morning, this is Mike Breen with Sports. Chris Russo and Mike Francesa with the call on the fan as Providence winning the Big East title, beating Georgetown. The Friars, who are I-Man's official tourney team, will play Alabama Thursday in Lexington in the Southeast.
Recent developments in this rapidly unfolding story from the Imus and Washington Network newsroom.
I'm your program host, David Brinkley of ABC News, joined by regulars Walter Cronkite, Rush Limbaugh, John Donald Imus, and on location in Washington, Newsweek correspondent Colonel David Hackworth.
And now some news. First here in the District of Columbia. Rush. Walt's going to take this.
Well, but I thought we...
No. Think again.
First, here in the District of Columbia, the Clinton administration's chief spin doctor, David Gergen, hired with great fanfare to salvage the Clinton presidency, was bodily thrown out of the White House early today by Bernard Nussbaum, First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton, and White House Communications Director Mark Garrett. Our new man on staff, Colonel David Hackworth, is there. Colonel, what happened?
Yeah, just call me Hackwall. They threw him out of the ground floor window, butt naked, Walt. And while I like that part of it, the guy's just a total embarrassment, I mean, before Gergen signed on, no one had even heard of Whitewater. And with this idiot working on it, the whole presidency's about to go over a cliff. So this is just their way of saying, thanks a lot, you fairy. I'm telling you, Walt, for my money, they put the wrong guy in the park, Back to you guys.
On Capitol Hill, Senate Republicans...
Rush.
What?
Dave's going to take this.
Oh, on Capitol Hill, Senate Republicans successfully pressed their case for congressional hearings into the Whitewater affair, as Special Counsel Robert Fisk dropped his adamant opposition and agreed to a compromise after meeting with New York Senator Alphonse D'Amato. Imus in Washington obtained the tape record of that crucial meeting. Senator D'Amato was heard speaking first at what appears to have been the key point in the discussion that swayed Mr. Fisk. Senator D'Amato.
Yo, meathead, you ain't listening good. You like the idea of walking up and down the Capitol steps on like a pair of f***ing stubs or something? No? So when do you think that maybe we could get these hearings going, huh?
Next December?
I don't think so.
No, September?
You're getting warmer.
July?
Warmer?
How about 1 o'clock this afternoon?
Bada bing. Call Maureen Dowd, okay, somebody? We got a f***ing scoop.
Sorry to interrupt, but this late development just...
No, Rush, I'll take this.
This late development just in. Back at the White House, it's reliably reported that First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton has just been placed in quarantine inside a plastic bubble in the Executive Mansion's living quarters as a precautionary measure. The step was taken moments ago by James Carville, Paul Begala, and Surgeon General Joycelyn Jemima, after it was determined that being close to Mrs. Clinton in recent months has had about the same effect on personal well-being as being directly exposed to the hantavirus. The Surgeon General says that Miss Clinton is found to be infectious. She will be labeled with a warning sticker that reads, "Caution, close proximity causes careers to go in a toilet," or wind up, in the park.
Meanwhile, United States Park Police are reportedly on an investigation call at a Washington Woodward and Lothrop department store at this hour, where it's just been discovered that a window display suit dummy dressed in tennis wear is, in fact, the body of the late White House Deputy Counsel Vincent Foster. According to the Park Police preliminary report, finding a body posed as a suit dummy wearing tennis togs in a department store window is not inconsistent with previously known gunshot suicide patterns.
And finally... No, there's no finally.
What?
Here, read this.
Oh.
Hit the jingle, Lou. I was on that hideous show Equal Time with my friends Mary Madeline and Jane Wallace the other night, and they asked me why I like Bob Dole, and I said, well, one of the reasons is because he's a great American.
Yeah.
And here he is now, Senator Robert Dole. Good morning, Senator Dole.
Morning. I understand. Got a lot of rain up there, right?
Yeah, it's pouring.
Well, Whitewater's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're pretty upset over all this, huh? But
yeah, I can't hardly sleep at night.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
You endorse Cat Brown out in California?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, well, I know Pete Wilson was in a little trouble, but his numbers have gone up, and I wonder what happened.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Hi, Fan Highway Patrol.
I'm Imus in the morning, and
20 Sports.
Nice pass to Michael Brown. He's wide open to jumper. He's rimmed the basket. Smith on the tip, no good. Rebound Smith again. Whistle foul. Great play by Michael Smith.
Great effort by Smith inside.
And Providence joins the other 63 teams for March Madness beginning on Thursday.
Sound like Francesca. They weren't used to working together, trying to jump in a little early, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the play was actually called,
Change the jingles.
The two afternoon clowns who work at this radio station in New York did the play-by-play on the radio for the Big East final between Providence and Georgetown, and
Did a great job.
well, they did an adequate job.
All right. Didn't kill you.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Here's everything.
Yeah, I did.
Who played in the game? Well, the regular season is over in college basketball.
What are you screaming at me about? Jesus, I just meant.
He took that one.
Ask a simple question. All right, here's Fred's Final Four. Fred's Final Four, Cincinnati, North Carolina, Michigan, and Kentucky. You don't see Cincinnati?
You know what? I picked Cincinnati the last couple of years. They always got hurt with them. I think Michigan, though.
Don't ever call me and ask me for computer advice again.
I know how to run my computer.
Yeah, that's why I get a phone call every night at 11 o'clock.
No, because I can't help it.
There's smoke coming out of the back. Is that bad?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
And the idiot who sold it to me, David Teodosio, where is he?
He's golfing.
This is a nitwit with 8 earrings and a ponytail. So he should sell me this Apple Power book, which I'm going to throw in the...
Hey, dude, this is the one you really want, okay?
Yeah, that's him.
It's the most expensive, and you have to buy another one in about a week.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Dial him.
Imus in the morning.
Afternoon, 4:45. I got a big proposal Monday morning at 9, and the machine breaks. No copies. Ruins my weekend. I've had it. I want a reliable company, a dependable company, and a knowledgeable company that can get the job done, and I found one. American Office Equipment. They sell quality Rico products.
2020 Sports.
You know, when is Lloyd Cutler going to finish filling out these forms? You know, what was that?
The spot's only 45 seconds.
Well, why didn't somebody make a note of that, Bernard?
I have never seen that thing before in my lifetime. That's my fault.
Huh. Well, now we're back on the network. So let's start again.
Okay. That's what I wanted to wait for.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports.
You know, when is Lloyd Cutler going to finish filling out these forms? So you're going to break out before you do. Well, when is he?
Take a look at yourself. Yeah. Woo! Come on. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Yeah. Oh. I've been running with other women, but I don't love nobody else. So I called your mama. I called your mama. 3 hours ago.
Take a look at yourself.
Copyright 1994, Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and the Unistar Radio Network.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule. An indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled this station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
Sports scores at the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Sports Radio 66, the fan.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Russ Goldberg here on this 14th day of March, 1994. 718-937-6666 is the number for you to call, as always. And I guess we can say, let the madness begin. March Madness is indeed here. And I'm sure we'll be talking a lot.
Sports Radio 66, the fan. WFAN.
5 degrees. And that's what's happening. I'm Mike Breen, WFAN 2020 Sports, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Hello.
Sports Radio 66, the fan. WFAN, New York.
Alrighty, Russ Goldberg back here on the fan, 1105. The number is 718-937-6666. Talking hoops. Talking some hockey a little bit later, some baseball, but had some callers hanging on a while, so what do you say we get right to the phone? It's Susan Walmer coming up at... Alrighty, well, thanks, mate. Talking about hockey there with Lou Lamoriello, president GM of the Devils. Man,
I mean, I talk about a team getting no respect. This team is all of a sudden just 4 points behind the Rangers. And all we've been talking about has been the Rangers and even sometimes the Islanders sometimes. But the Devils have been getting the job done. Stick around. Mink coming up with the update.
Hi, everybody. This is Bernard McGirt, bald-headed pea-brain from the Imus in the Morning Show, and all-around fun guy. Join me tomorrow night from 7 to 9 at Brady's Tavern, 67 Murray Street in Lower Manhattan. Come down and match limericks with other patrons and enter to win a pub in Ireland, courtesy of Guinness Stout, and arm wrestle with me. So tomorrow night, you cut out of work early, you go to your favorite strip joint or whatever you got to do, and then you head over to Brady's Tavern, 67 Murray Street in Lower Manhattan. Free autographs, T-shirts, and naked pictures of the Imus crew, and neat stuff from me, Bernard McGirt, and the fans. Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon at 12 o'clock. This is John Minko. Partly sunny. That's what's happening. This is John Minko at 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. If you're Salisbury here as we head into hour number 3 on the fan. The number for you to call, as always, is 718-937-6666. I imagine a lot of people are busy at work today getting their office pools ready. Now the various commissioners getting ready, typing up the rules and this and that. Bob Gelb's in the newsroom now. I mean, you would think he's doing the emancipation. Thanks today, too. Jerry Hunsinger, the Mets, clearing up some Mets business. He says no. Anthony Young's not going. He says no. Bobby Bo's not going. He says then they're not talking to the Blue Jays about Saban. So, see you tomorrow.
This is the 50,000-watt clear channel voice of the Mets, Jets, Knicks, Rangers, and St. John. The Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Thomas J. White Stadium.
Well, Mrs. Clinton is offering her first public comments on Whitewater in Newsweek and Time. The First Lady admitting making mistakes in the handling of Whitewater. All right, then isn't that enough? Case closed in my mind. Isn't it closed in your mind? Well, of course it's not closed in my mind. She's got to submit herself to a full congressional investigation. I want to see her later, you know, one of those...
Mrs. Clinton, would you like to take a break?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning on the Fan.
This hearing will be adjourned.
That's what you want, absolutely. God, you're an animal. Then they have to lead her off, you know, like James Brown with a cloak over, you know.
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66,
WFAN 20.
Rainy skies are mostly sunny. That's what's happening. This is John Minko at 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan.
Monday here in New York, I-70 board, 14th day of March, 1994, 718-937-6666. That's your two-way sports talk telephone numbers. We talk to you about the world of sports with Bob Gelb and Doug Kramer across the way. Lots going on, all the NCAA stuff. And good afternoon there, Michael. How are you?
Fine, Doug.
How things going, all right?
Everything's good. Getting ready to get a little March Madness.
Pennsylvania Avenue like the old bucket over the door gang. RTC, FBI, IRS, CIA, CNN, ABC, and on. All ready to dump on a goober and gooberette from a state where every hand not greasing another is busy greasing a hog, Arkansas. So what do we have at this point? Bill and Hillary Clinton at that awkward age when ambition and zeal exceed judgment and tact, and the backwater becomes whitewater, becomes floodwater. The nation's esteemed Fourth Estate plies these currents like a gunboat on the prow, itchy fingers on hair triggers of a vessel fueled by inside edition mentality. Yes, they think gone are Tanya and Littlehammer. Not to worry, we've got Bill and Hill to hammer. And the old 10-foot poles are coming out among the press corps denizens who Hillary used to dazzle. They're on, checkbooks in hand, racing for Little Rock. And the prize, anybody willing to talk a little trash for cash. Yes, sir, there's gold in them there hills. Well, in the view of this beloved reporter, the press corps is edging dangerously close to hysteria in its lust for the lurid. As the president himself has underscored, no one has accused him of anything, period. And why should they, when we have the press to take care of that? Oh, to be sure, the focus is shifting from the Ozarks Plateau to Foggy Bottom, as words like subpoena and cover-up now attend the story, terms that resonate in the public with a strong sense of deja vu. But let's frame the essential question. At this point, with nothing charged and nothing proved, with innocence presumed to precede guilt, is this fair? Is this just? And my response, who cares? It makes great headlines and film at 11, and provides Senator Alphonse D'Amato with something to do. Frankly, as an old CBS fan, anything that stands a chance of goosing Dan and Connie's ratings a little bit can't be bad. They've been twisting slowly in the wind long enough. Why not the Clintons? One strong hint I'd pass along to Mrs. Clinton. If the president should ask you whether you'd like to go for a stroll in the park, just say no. For Media Watch, as she goes from First Lady to Worst Lady, this is Walter Cronkite. Thank you and good night.
It was always so easy to find an unhappy woman till I started looking for mine. Imus in the morning.
8 minutes until 7 here in New York. Here are some of the book, A Drinking Life, goes on the New York Times bestseller list next week at number 9. Excellent. And Joe Queenan has a book. Have you heard about his book?
I have. He's a funny guy.
If you're talking to me, your career must be in trouble. It's published by Hyperion. Are they any good?
I don't care about Joe's. I care about Pete Hamill's book.
We care about Mr. Queenan's book because we like Mr. Queenan because he was on the show and he was funny.
But he's not going to win the Pulitzer Prize like
he
Mr.
might.
Hamill.
Anyway, here live from L.A. is Mr. Queenan. Good morning, Mr. Queenan.
Hi, I'm gonna start drinking and do a book next year.
If your radio song's funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
They don't have a humor category, but they do have a humorous drinking category. So I'm gonna write a book called A Very, Very Short Drinking Life, just long enough to win the Pulitzer Prize.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Morning, 2020 Sports.
Tocó atrás, Enigre, peligroso para gol en posición de gol. Limpia bien. Van Vibro con el pie izquierdo. El gol le va quedando en contrario. Slow se lo lleva. Escrula en el segundo, el gol, el gol. ¡Golazo! ¡Gol, golazo!
And the Rangers lose to the Florida Panthers. Good morning. This is Mike Braden with sports. Arlie Londano, WCMO in Miami, with the call of the winning goal. Rangers losing 2-1.
My favorite blues singer is Blind Mississippi White Boy P.P. Supreme. Good morning, Blind.
Morning, boys.
Of course, if I explain to people you're not blind.
No, well, that's true.
Yeah, farsighted.
Yeah, but it take too long to say farsighted Mississippi White Boy P.P. Supreme.
Plus, it doesn't sound like a blues deal either.
Right, it don't fit on my towels neither.
So what you got today?
Well, sometimes you get the blues out the newspaper. And, heavy lie the head to wear the crown.
Right.
Just because you live in a White House don't mean you ain't gonna get no blues, you know what I'm saying? This is what I call the whitewater blues. Goes something like this here. Got the hop in the wrong way. Maybe I am blind.
Better call a plumber, 'cause somebody just done sprung a leak. Hillary couldn't hold back her white water, now she in Bubba up a creek. And a major
just be a matter of time before they up the river, doing a jailhouse rock cheek to cheek. They spent evenings by the fire, burning documents they couldn't shred. And Ben Foster don't say nothing, since the boy done got shot in the head. But remember the words of old Ben Franklin, Reed can keep his secrets so long as two of them are dead. Well, one down, so I suggest you get yourself a full taster, girl.
That'll be fine.
Oh, white water, keep on rolling. Mrs. Clinton, won't you keep on smiling on me? Oh, white water, keep on rolling. What's Mrs. Clinton's deal with the Madison guarantee? Oh, white water, keep on rolling. Mrs. Clinton, don't go looking for no amnesty. Cause you drowning in a sea of mystery, and there ain't no help from shore. How long can you tread white water? How much of this thunderstorm can you endure? It may be time to build an ark like Noah and sail it back to Arkansas.
Bye, Mississippi White Boy P.P. Dupree. Here on the Imus in the Morning program.
I gotta find something that rhyme with impeachment.
You got me doing what you want. Guess who's with us? Iron Eagle at the top. Don't go away.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
The WFAN Radiothon to benefit the CJ Foundation for SIDS takes place March 30th and 31st.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
All right, back on a fan hour 3. Mike and the Mad Dog on a fan. Nice to have you with us as we talk about the world of sports. 718-937-6666. Two-way sports talk telephone number. Rangers last night, Mike, continued a little bit of a tailspin. They conclude their road trip. Made a tough trip. Lemieux did some nice things against them on Saturday afternoon.
Beezer.
And then Van Beesbrook, as you said last night, 2-1. I think Rangers Clamor. We'll see tomorrow at 1 o'clock. No Mets game, thank goodness. Until then, adios. Dortchy coming up at the top, and then the Knicks, Indiana. So don't go away.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
That would be 7 o'clock in New York. Here's Chuck with a little more news. President of the New York Knickerbockers basketball team, Dave Checketts. Good morning, Mr. Checketts.
Don, how are you?
This will serve to inform you, Mr. Checketts, that we are not going to broadcast your games anymore on this radio station, and we're demanding that Mike Breen quit as a play-by-play man.
Well, the second part of that's okay.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
And now we finally got him out of bed. Jeff Greenfield, ABC News. Good morning, Mr. Greenfield.
Well, just not everybody has your sleep habits, which is hanging by your toes between 3 and 7 p.m. How abnormal. I'm sleeping with my wife. I know you must think that a weird act.
Well, you know, everybody else has, so you might as well.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Candy Ford, who's heard on over 600 stations in this country. Name one. Good morning, Rush.
They are a jumping ship like wharf rats from the Titanic.
Yeah.
The crew of the SS Clinton administration are scrambling for the lifeboats. Bernard Nussbaum and Webb Hubbell have abandoned ship. It's smacked up against the iceberg known as Whitewater and sinking with increasing rapidity into the murky bilge water of political history. Water is certainly the buzzword and the number one topic of conversation these days around the water cooler. Hillary, the female water buffalo with ice water in her veins, barely able to keep her head above water amidst allegations of impropriety. Her health care plan, which she vowed to pass come hell or high water, in danger of being thrown out much like the proverbial baby with the bathwater. Whitewater could very well end up being the Clintonian Waterloo. It's ironic, almost to the point of cliche, that this situation be compared to Watergate. The Clinton administration, helmed by the quintessential baby boomer, a member of the Woodstock generation, so overly critical of the Nixon presidency, a first lady who was even a staff attorney for the House Impeachment Committee,
They now find themselves on the receiving end of the Karma Bank. They screamed and moaned about the moral bankruptcy of a Nixon White House from their European draft evasion resorts. And now, to quote the great Malcolm X, the chickens have come home to roost. And I'm telling you right now, it won't be long until we are watching Mr. and Mrs. Bubba give us that last sad wave from the helicopter. But there is one major difference between the waters White and Gate.
Yeah.
Nobody hated Pat Nixon. Why? Because this was a woman who knew the role of the First Lady. To act as hostess for the nation, to throw petite soirees, cocktail parties, and afternoon teas for dignitaries, to visit inner-city elementary schools and explain to minority kiddies how a bill becomes a law, to be there in the Lincoln bedroom, clad in a gauzy teddy, martini shaker in one hand, slippers and robe in the other, ready to rub the neck of her favorite dog-tired chief executive. But in this situation, it is Hillary who has all but said the words, "I am not a crook." And it occurs to me that she wouldn't be in such hot water if she'd only kept her hands in the dishwater where they belong. Shut up. More after this.
Hey, butthead, check out the chick with the weird eyebrows.
That's Dee Dee Myers. She's like the president's hall monitor.
She looks like Groucho.
Yeah. Say the secret word and divide $100.
The secret word should be like, shave those eyebrows.
Cut it out, Beavis. This is important stuff.
Like what?
You ass munch. Don't you read the papers? This is the water snake, white snake scandal.
I got a white snake that hangs down in the water.
You sphincter sniffer. It's like a really important current events thing.
What's it about?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with that Hillary chick being in the Axl Rose law firm.
Yes. Taking pictures of like dead dogs.
You waste of bum wipe. She like bought some houses that like got really trashed, and she lost the money back guarantee, and so like now she's gonna be impeached.
What's impeached?
That's like when they shave the fuzz off your peach.
Cool. Who's this Frank Perdue looking dude?
That's her boyfriend, Gerard Wussbaum or something. He like just quit his job.
Why'd he do that?
Cause like her last boyfriend shot himself in the head with a cannon.
That sucks.
Hi, I'm Imus in the morning. And it's 7:32, at least here in New York City. And now, the guy who plays the red, white, and blue piano on PBS, I don't know if that's the way he wants to be described.
Or remembered.
Yeah. Washington, D.C., humorist and satirist and frequent contributor to National Public Radio and other places. Mark Russell. Good morning, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, well, you don't leave many topics for your guests, do you?